Probably, but it doesn't really matter. You probably don't need to. If you don't have a cool bag or a cool box, it doesn't matter. Empty your freezer into a bin liner and absolutely swathe it. If you've got a spare duvet, wrap it in a spare duvet, some blankets, swathe it in towels and shove it in a cool place, the coolest place in your house. It's all in a bin liner, it doesn't matter. Keep it as tightly packed together as you possibly can, because if you keep it all tightly packed together, it will stay frozen for hours. I mean, you'd be surprised how many hours it will stay frozen for. If you've got space in your fridge, put it in your fridge and turn your fridge up, because obviously it's cold in your fridge, and it will stay, as long as your fridge is tightly packed, it'll stay frozen for ages. Then open up. Now, you've got to be very careful. Yes, it will probably be all right, but remember, a window steamer is adding more water, and if there's a volume of ice, it will actually freeze more easily than it will defrost. I find the best thing to do is leave all the bins in place to catch water, and I use a fan heater, a little electric fan heater, and I turn it on just to blow warm air into not close, because you don't want to use too much heat. If you melt, which is easy to do when you think, any of the plastic lining of the freezer, you can bugger it quite easily, so don't do that. But just blow warm air. It doesn't need to be hot air, it just needs to be warm. So that, assume that this phone screen, this is the door and this is the back and the lid, so that what you want is air to come in at the bottom, and then it will create a thing. The hot air will come in the bottom and rise, and it will keep the airspace warm, and your freezer will defrost really quite quickly. Just leave it for about an hour or an hour and a half before you even try, and then very gently, using a blunt knife, see if some of the frost pops off. But your food will stay frozen for a remarkable. Your food will stay frozen if it's a big lump longer than your freezer will take to defrost. And if you add a little bit of warm air circulation into the whole thing, it will really speed it up. You can use a hairdryer, but to be honest, you're tempted then to do it too quickly. And the reason you use the fan heater is that then you go away and do something else and just leave it to do itself for an hour or so. And when you come back, a lot of the work will have been done. But don't forget to put towels at the bottom, because obviously a couple of gallons can come out of a well-frosted up freezer.